Cool. All right. Thank you and welcome to another episode of the Carolina Taco Podcast. I am Afro and I am here with my co-host
Lexi.
Oh shit. Yeah, like I said, welcome back. And sorry,
Hey,
I'm just getting some links together so we can get this going. Give me one moment. Now that we're live, I can copy these
somebody
shit.
wants to start doing live shows every time we record. So
hey, it's just easier for me to just do this so I don't forget on YouTube. That is all. Because sometimes I do forget about that shit, and it just happens like that. All right, and okay. Like I said, welcome back. I can hear myself. This is bad. Okay.
Why could you have the tab open?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, welcome back to the Carolina Taco Podcast. Like I said, we've been gone for a minute. Had some technical difficulties.
It was all right. I'll be the blame of it. Whatever. My PC wouldn't post last week when it came time to record, and fix that. And then Friday it crapped up on me. Windows wouldn't load at all, so I had to wipe my PC. So yeah,
I had to do the same thing. I did the exact same thing. Just reinstalled Windows 11 and just said, fuck it. Let's just see what happens. It's running smoother, but I also have to take into consideration that I have a old computer. And there's some things that I need to change. So yeah. But like I said, welcome back. And you guys know how we start these off, kind of just see what we've been up to since we last talked. Kind of have a lot of stuff to talk about. So Lexi, what have you been up to since we last talked?
Well, besides like having to wipe my PC, not very much. Still like house shopping and trying to decide on what the fuck I want. Do I want a custom built home? Do I want a brand new home? It's a lot to consider. Don't do this, kids. It's stressful as fuck. Besides that, I've been playing Avowed. I actually like that game. It definitely gives me Oblivion vibes.
Yeah.
Really heavy. I didn't know that it was done by Obsidian, but it is.
Really?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not that very far into it. I do like it though, but I would not pay the full price for it. I just got lucky because I have Game Pass, so I got it for the standard copy for free.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just paid for the upgrade, which is like $22. So like, yeah, I would do that. And then Monster Hunter's coming out this week, I believe. So
okay,
that's good. I probably will play that a little bit. I'm not that big of a Monster Hunter fan, but like some of my friends play, so I'll probably be playing with them for a bit.
I know some people that are like diehards.
Yeah, just some like, very much diehards. Yeah, like taking off work to go to play this game. Yeah, and that's pretty much it lately. I haven't really done much else.
Have you kind of when it comes to like the house stuff, are you kind of swaying more to one side? Like is one like are you moving kind of to one side more each week and each time you
No, like it's like all right. So I know I want a brand new home. Like I don't want to live in a house that anybody else has lived in. That's
right.
that cuts out a lot. And so I don't want to. I don't know. I think the custom built route for me is going to be a lot, and I don't want to deal with all that. Mm-hmm. But then again, like I'm looking at houses around here, and like where I live is like an area that's growing expansionally, like everybody's moving here, so like there's housing developments everywhere, but they all are like cookie cutter. And I don't necessarily want a cookie cutter home. If it's going to be my forever home, I want something that's like special towards me. And then
Right.
a lot of these places that I've been looking at, they don't do like upgrades. So like I think for me, what I want or what I would like to see is a place that lets me do my own upgrades. So like, oh, if I want dual burners, I can get dual burners. If I want black faucets and black cabinets, I can get black faucets and black cabinets. Like
Right.
stuff like that. Yeah, I can do it after I get the home, but I don't want to do that after I get the home. I want to get the home, have it all done, and just enjoy the rest of my life in this home because it's supposed to be forever home. So yeah.
Right. I understand that. I definitely understand that for sure. Okay, that's what's up. That's cool. That's cool. Haven't been up to much. Kind of just on the job thing, as always. Applying to jobs.
How is that
Really
going?
haven't been getting much feedback. Applying to a lot of apprenticeships and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna hold y'all. It's tough as fuck out there. I don't give a fuck. It. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. It's tough out there. It really is. And I think we kind of talked about this in the last episode, but more layoffs are coming. More people are getting let go. Job market's just getting more saturated. And, it's a fucking rat race. Like you just gotta,
Just gotta keep doing it. Like
you put in the work, but we talked about this before. You put in the work, but also sometimes it is that luck of the draw. Like you just happen to get that email and it's just like, okay, you make it through the interview and stuff like that.
yeah, it's rough out there. Like I have a friend of mine that I like been working with. Like they're trying to break into tech, and so like I updated their resume like
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago. And like they're starting to get like those no emails. And I had to tell them like you're not gonna get a hit on every one. Like sometimes it's gonna be automatic like no, like we gotta keep going because
Yep.
like it only takes one yes. So just gotta keep going until you get that yes. And I know it's
Yeah.
hard out there right now.
It
And then on the flip
is.
point of that, like this whole we're not gonna talk politics, but like let's kind of hit close to home. But like those federal workers, they're going
Yeah.
through it. They're going through it
Yeah.
hard.
Oh yeah.
A friend of mine, their mom is like going through it right now. Like, you know, they don't know if they're gonna have a job or not because they're a remote worker. They're pushing
Yep.
everybody back into the office, and then that mile range is like 50 to 70 miles away from where where they're supposed to be.
Yep.
And then they've been doing this whole like, trying to do buyouts and shit, and it's just been crazy. Like right now, it's just such a crazy time,
It's tough.
and yeah, it's crazy, and I don't see it getting much better anytime soon.
Nope. It's just it's man, look, I Jesus. There are some days where it's just so mundane and tedious because you're filling out the same shit all the time. And then you get some companies that ask you stupid fucking questions like, why do you want to work for this company? Why do you want this position?
I
Why the
hate those
fuck do you
questions.
think I want this position? Because I ain't got no fucking job. But you can't say that shit.
Right? You can't
because,
say that.
yeah, because that's not what they want to hear. So you got to give them BS. And the funny thing is, they know it's BS. And it's like, companies really don't give a fuck, man. They don't. I've seen shit. The post that I sent you, this can kind of segue into one of the topics, but there was a screenshot that I sent to Lexi. Kind of, it was a post on LinkedIn And on this post, I'll probably, if I make a clip out of this, I'll probably put it in there. But this, this, let me see if I can find this thing. Here it is. This post here says $2,000 finder's fee. Yes, I am serious. Recruiters, hiring managers, network connections, listen up. I am offering $2,000 out of my first paycheck to the person who refers me to the job I accept. No gimmicks, no fine print, just a straight up reward for helping me land the right opportunity. I know this might ruffle some feathers, but let's be real. Recruiting is about finding great talent, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. What? What?
I feel like I don't want that to become a trend. I do not want that to become a trend. Why do I have to pay somebody to give me a job?
Right.
Like I know there's headhunters. I get that for like 6-figure jobs, cool. But for normal people, no.
He's basically he's saying if I get the job, I'll give you $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
If I get the job, I give you $2,000. That has to break some type of code of ethics. It has to.
I mean, depending on how because a lot of jobs have like referrals. Like, hey, you can refer somebody to work this job, and they pay you to refer people.
Right. That's crazy.
So I mean, I feel like it's like teeter-tottering on some kind of line.
Yep.
But I don't feel like it's crossing like completely that line yet.
I saw that and I said, nah, this cannot be real. If this is real, I was like, this is real. We are going down a crazy road right now. Like, if the future gets to this is, and the thing is, I have nothing against recruiters. Recruiters do their job and stuff like that. But I remember there was a time where, well, they can't do this now, but there was a recruiter, I applied to a position for a job, and the recruiter got back to me and said, hey, you're not qualified for this job, but we got this job within the company. Do you want to go for it? I'll send you over the job description. I was like, hell yeah. And that, honestly, that's a great recruiter, right? Shitty recruiters to me are the ones that you get the interview and then they say, oh yeah, everything's gonna be good. Well, send this off to the hiring manager, see what he says, and I will get back to you by like next week. And you don't hear shit.
You heard nothing. You heard nothing else.
Yeah, nothing. You don't hear shit. And it's not anything against them or anything like that, but it's just come on, man. How companies want people to give 2 weeks notice for common courtesy. It should be some type of common courtesy here, right? Because especially if, let's say I've seen people post on LinkedIn about they get the job and you go through, not get the job, but while you're going through these interviews, you get the interview and you're going through this process. You go through this take-home assessment. You're taking these personality tests to see how you will work in a team and all that crap and all that bullshit. Yeah. And then when you're applying the jobs, you get these questions ahead of time so they can weed out a lot of other shit. So they don't have to get you in the interview. They ask you the questions there so they can just cut you out immediately. And now the way that resumes are made now, because so many companies are using AI to filter out the interviews, you kind of have to make it so, I'm not saying you have to, but in order for you to get caught by these keywords, the best thing you can do is make these words bold. So it picks up these keywords and it's just like, oh, I see that, and see that. Okay, this person, and let's say you have to meet let's say something you're able to put in and like, oh yeah, this person has to meet like 10 of these like keywords that we're looking for to get past this to this first interview. You ain't hitting that. You say you got like 10, you got 7 of them things. So I don't know. Some recruiters are really good and they look at the resume and they're like, okay, I see potential. Let's see what we can do with this person. Some recruiters are like, all right, put it in the system. No. Oh, we got a match. You know, it's
I don't know. So like the last like week,
yeah.
LinkedIn people have been trying to contact me for like contract roles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like these are not good recruiters. Okay. So like first off, I have my thing like I want remote work, like not like hybrid or whatever, right?
Right.
And so that's one thing. And then one of them, like the day I got one for a hybrid position,
Mm-hmm.
and it's for a bank around here, and
Right.
it's like a content, like basically a call center job.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I haven't worked. Like if you looked at my LinkedIn, like it's been years since I worked one,
Right.
and then you're only paying 22. And you can look at my LinkedIn to see all the certifications I have
Mm-hmm.
and all the education I have, and you want to 22? Like, I, it was so like I was telling you, I was working with somebody, right, trying to break into
Mm-hmm.
tech, and we were on LinkedIn, and we were just looking through roles, right? They had a role where they wanted somebody to have a master's degree,
Mm-hmm.
like 7 or 8 years of experience for this one particular role, but you're only paying like at the max 33 an hour for a master's degree.
Companies know that people are biting at anything, and if they can bite at any, like, okay, we're gonna get you at your most bottom. Like, we are. This is gonna sound really graphic. We are going to fuck you because we know
Yeah.
how desperate you are to get it, that you need a job so you can pay the shit that you need to pay for your mortgage, whatever you got to do. You got kids, you got to take care of that, and the only way that you can is with that green. That's why I can't stand when people say money isn't everything. Look,
Okay.
it ain't everything, but it damn sure do a lot. So, so
I'd rather be crying in the back of like a Maserati than like a Ford. Okay, you know, just saying.
it's just I don't know. Some people, companies know that they have the upper hand now, and because of that, it's like, all right, we're gonna charge. It's kind of like how companies ask you for like, how much you want to make,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate that question because you already have a set amount, and if I tell you what I wanted to make, no, if I tell you what I wanted to make, and I already know that the job isn't gonna pay that, right? Because if I
Mm-hmm.
tell you what I really want, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we can't do that."
Do that.
Yeah, we're sorry, we can't. You know, the limit on or the range on this is between like 70 to like 90. So gotta apologize about that. And then it's just like, all right, it's just like a cut. You're already cut, so you can't do anything about it. And then you're just like, okay, stuck. So I don't know. This whole market is just it's it's shite. It's shite. It's not even shit. It's shite.
Shite.
It sucks. It really sucks. I don't know, man. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say to shit like this because I think it's gonna get worse. I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
I I agree. It's going to get
Yeah.
worse before it gets better. And I think a lot of things right now are just going to get worse.
Yep.
It gets better.
It's gonna get way worse before it gets better, and it's just I don't know. I don't know. Anywho, that's what I've been up to, applying to jobs and just trying to make it, trying to stay sane and not go fucking ape shit. But there was something that came up today I wanted to ask you about. So your boy, came out. He had a new album come out, right?
The Weeknd?
Yeah.
Yes.
When did it come out?
Last month in January. We talked about it on the podcast.
I thought we talked about the concert that you were going to. So we talked about the album?
What about the album? What do you want to know about the album?
Did you actually enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a really good album.
If you had to, so I watched somebody. I watched a YouTube channel called Dead in Hip Hop, and they reviewed it like today. And it was only 2 people because a lot of people in that group don't like The Weeknd. There's only 2 guys. And one of the things that they said was that the album kind of brought back like some of like the old Weeknd type shit.
All right, here we go. Because we talked about this, and I know we talked about this because there's a clip on our TikTok that is really popular because I was talking about The Weeknd in the category that you should listen to him from first to start.
Yeah,
so
we were talking
anyway,
about that.
like from first to finish, but like yes, we talked about this. But here we go again. Hi guys, I'm your resident Weeknd fan, like really big Weeknd fan. Okay, so like for a lot of us that started with him back in those mixtape days, yes, there is some semblance of like old Weeknd, but it's not like at the beginning where he was doing drugs very heavy and like getting past that way. So this album's kind of more like, how do I want to put this? The best way to say it is like, you ever know like you go into like kind of a little bit of a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
And like you start doing shit that you used to do in your younger days. And then you realize that you are now older and the shit that you were doing in your younger days, you just cannot do anymore.
I dig what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that for me. So like, and then it's kind of like his like, all right, shit, I'm getting older. I can't be doing this shit forever. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So, for instance, like, there's a song in there called like Baptism by Fear or In Fear. So it's pretty much like he had a scenario where like he was in the tub and like he could not move. He was like slowly like drowning in the tub and he could only move his toe. And so he thought he was going to die while he was in this tub. So like he realized that like shit, okay, well I can't use drugs like this anymore. Shit, I really might overdose and die. And there's another song like where he says I can't fucking sing. That was literally a fucking thing. He was at a show and like had to stop performing because he could not fucking sing. And for him that was like a big thing because like that's all he does. Like that's what we know him for. It's for his singing. And if he can't do that, then what the fuck? Like, you know?
When he does his concert, does he do his old stuff or does he usually just do his new stuff? Oh, okay.
No. So he does a little bit of everything that he's done. Most of the songs you will hear are from like whatever album he's promoting at the time. So more likely when I go see him in August, it'll be a lot of like his Hurry Up Tomorrow songs, but he will play some of his older stuff.
Gotcha.
He always has a habit of playing Crew Love though. I don't know why. He always plays that song.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's what's up. All right. That was a quick one. Now, this is gonna be on me. I want to talk about Metal Gear Delta. So
here we go
to this shit. Okay. So I think it said it's come out in August.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, August. I don't know the day. Anyway, let me preface this by saying that this isn't the first time that Metal Gear has basically kind of done this before where they kind of updated the graphics on stuff. They did this with Twin Snakes for Metal Gear Solid, right? And they did this shit a long time ago where graphics were still like, for that time, they looked good, but it was still eh. So, with Delta, I watched just the preview of it and what they added and stuff. They added some pretty cool stuff. Like, especially, so I don't know what type of view it is, but is that first person, third person? But they made it so that you can actually see Snake's whole body this time. Like way
Third
better.
person.
Yeah. Right. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Dope. Um, graphics look good, you know. They got a collector's edition. I'm not gonna get it just because I don't want to. I don't want to get it. I'm gonna get the game
Of
just
course
because
he
it
is.
looks good,
Of course.
right? My thing is, I hope they do this same thing to Metal Gear 2 Sons of Liberty. That's what I hope they do it to. Because Sons of Liberty looked good when it came out, but I hope they redo that one. Because I would like to see how they redo Raiden with, you know, with everything that they have now. But it looks okay. I know people are gonna eat it up. I don't know, man. I know it's just a big ass money grab. That's all it is.
Of
And it's
course.
disappointing. It's really disappointing. Just because the last thing that Konami came out from Metal Gear was that zombie bullshit. And that shit was bad.
Mm.
The last game, Metal Gear game that they made that was actually good was Metal Gear Rising. And that shit was great. It was just fun to just go around and just like kill people with a sword and stuff and play as Raiden. Raiden, excuse me.
Well, at
Yeah.
least you're
Oh,
getting remakes. Like, I'm a Fable fan. I just found out the day they pushed it back to 2026. So we're never going to get a Fable game. Like, they've been promising for like 10 plus years now. It's literally been that long. So they've
damn,
been saying, we're going to give you another Fable game, another Fable game. And,
damn, that shit. I. Do you think that the remake? I don't want to say culture, but it has to be culture because they're doing it so much. The remake culture is just like people not. Do you think people are doing that because, you know, just for the money grab, or do you think people are asking for this shit?
I don't know. So Fable actually is supposed to be a separate game. It's not a remake. So let's
Okay.
preface that before you guys be like, it's not a remake. Okay, whatever. But like in general, I think it depends on the game because there's some games that I want remade. I just want remade. Like for instance, like the first two Fallouts would be a
Mm-hmm.
great game to remake like now.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of Fallout fans would like it because like when those two games came out, it was the 90s.
Yeah.
And like they were all PC only. So you were not getting much as time goes on. Like you can play them now, but it's still gonna
Mm-hmm.
look like dated. Like if they remade that, that'd probably be like amazing. We all want that. But in some cases, like some games are just cash grabs. Like for instance, The Sims.
They remake The
I
Sims.
they remade The Sims 1 and 2. I did buy it because I'm a Sims fan, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but they remade 1 and 2. Nobody was really like out here just being like, man, I wish I could play Sims 1 and 2 because technically you can play Sims 1 and 2 on PC.
Right.
It takes a little extra couple steps, but like, you know, it works. You can play
Right.
it. But they knew that, oh, let's just stick a Sims tag and a remake on it and they'll buy it all the way up. Like some games like that are just cash grabs. So like it just depends on I would say the game and the company. We know all know EA is nothing but cash grabs anyway. They don't get all the money they can.
Yeah.
Um so
It's like I don't play. No, I used to play sports games back in the day, but it's kind of like the like sports games are kind of different, I guess. But like the Maddens and the 2Ks and shit like that, we talked about this maybe like last year, and how like the people that play those games be getting just. I mean, they get fucked big time, and they buy it every year, every year. You know what? You know what games they should come back out with that, like, sports wise? Shit. What's the football one where it was like more cartoony, but you could you were like when you tackle motherfuckers, you were like really tackling motherfuckers. I forgot the name of it. Anyway, it was an NFL Street, and NBA Street. They need to come back out with those because those shits were fire. EA Big made those. So EA Big also made SSX, Tricky, and SSX. Yep. So EA Big was a great shit. I think if they were to go that route with it, that would be amazing to come back out with those, because those shits would kill. I even take it further back if they made like the like backyard football games.
You mean the little kid backyard games?
Yeah.
I need to play the one for basketball.
Yeah, they came out if they redid those shits, and you can actually play those shits online. Those would be fire. It's the same thing with like the fighting games, right? So fighting games, like, you know, Tekken and all that stuff. But I'm talking about like you know, Capcom versus Marvel and all that stuff. It's great to be able to play that on PC. Those are great to play. But, you know, I think some of it comes down to originality, coming up with ideas just to, you know, just come up with shit like Assassin's Creed. Look, man, y'all gonna have to basically do an Assassin's Creed for like each era, which they have been doing. Like, for real.
There's so many of them now, though.
Yeah. Right? Like, they've done one with slaves. They've done one in like Japan. Oh, the new one is in Japan. You know, they've done so many, and it's just like, yo, it's like, what's going on? Another thing. This is going to be another topic. Did you see what happened with Rivals?
No.
The whole team got cut.
For what?
They just let them go. They let them go. And that game, look, I played one time and I was like, nah, this ain't for me. But
I haven't played it at all. And everybody keeps asking me, you play Rivals?
But people love it. Like, I like the concept, and it looks good. Like, it looks really good. But it's like at the height, it's like at its peak right now. And I saw something that said, yeah, they got rid of the, you know, director and creator and stuff like that. And I was like, nah, that can't be true. I was like, this game is like at its like height right now. Why would you want to do that? Who knows? But
yeah, hold on. Let's see. What's the story about these layoffs? Wow. Okay, yeah. They did. They let them go. That is crazy.
Height of the, like, they're at their peak right now. People are playing that shit nonstop.
Stop.
So, you know, that's wild to me. Really wild. And there was one more thing I was thinking about, but I can't think about that shit when it came to I can't even right now. It's not even like games that I'm like really looking forward to. Not for me. I know you have some, but for me, I don't really have a lot of games that I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, you know what game I've been waiting for years now?
What?
Goddamn. What is it called? It's an MMO. Ashes of Creation.
Oh god, y'all never getting that fucking game.
Yeah, we're never
getting that game.
I've been waiting for that game because all I see are like live streams of them like building it and doing like testing, and they did the alpha and everything. And I look at that and I'm just like, man, that looks really good. I wish I could play it. And it's just like, yeah, No.
No,
Sorry, guy.
you're not getting that anytime soon.
I'm just like, damn, man, that shit sucks.
You know, one thing I want that I
what?
can't obtain, a fucking 5090 to save my fucking life right now.
Well, you knew that.
No, it's terrible.
Like, yeah, you knew that though.
Really,
I told you
really
about
bad.
this.
It's really bad though.
I told you. What did I tell you? People are savages.
They are. I have been trying so hard to get one because I need one. Like, I'm literally having graphic card issues with this one, and so I'm like, I need a 5090, and I cannot get one. And I'm not getting a 5080, 5070. I don't want that one at 5090. I want to wait. But no, they've been having issues with this launch anyways. Like, it's been like some of the cards have been like catching on fire. They got ropes missing. Like, it's bad. Like, I don't know. Like,
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by any of this shit. I'm really not. Like, if we, you know what's crazy? I don't even remember. Maybe because we didn't like really give a fuck about it, but I don't remember. Was it this bad for the 4000 series?
I don't remember if it was as bad for the 4000 series, to be honest. Because I didn't really care, because at that point I had my 3090 and I wasn't going to go up. Like, it made no sense at that point.
Right.
But
so I find it, you know, it's also interesting that I see more advertising and stuff for the 5000 series than if I remember this correctly, than the 4000 series. Because I remember when the 3090s came out, and it could just be, you know, cookie shit that's just like, yeah, you looked at this, look at it again. I
don't know. Like, so this launch is like what they call like a paper thin launch, because there was really no stock of these cards. They just went ahead and released them anyways. Especially the 90 and the 80. Like, there's not that many. But the 70s, 70s is a little bit better. If you want one of those, you can get one of those a little bit quicker. But the higher end, and then the card I have now, they don't even make a 5090 in it. Like, they decided they're going to go for the mid-tier route. So, like, I can't get a Strux card. So, I will no longer have an all-white build. It'll be something.
Damn. I saw a clip of these people on a podcast, and this guy was saying that PS5 and Xbox are the best, basically the best things to play video games on. PC is not it, because of he was like, everybody that I know that has a PC always says, man, I got to upgrade my PC to this. I got to upgrade my PC to this. Got to do that. Right. And he was like, my PS5, I ain't got to do shit, man. All I got to do is.
Yes, you do. What the fuck you do? Have you not seen okay. Common point.
Get him. There you go. Get him.
There
you go.
My twin, all right? My twin has a PS5. He does not have a PC or whatever. So if we game, it has to be games that are like either crossplay or I have on my PS5.
Right.
So this man has The Vision, COD, I think Marvel's Rivals, and a few other games on his PS5. And his storage space is like always full.
Yeah.
Always. And I was like, why haven't you upgraded your hard drive yet? And he was like, huh? And I was like, you know, you can upgrade the hard drive. Like, with the PS5, you do either external or internal. But if you want it to be on the system itself, like, you can load it and play it without having to transfer it each time. It needs to be an internal one. So I literally, sitting the day, I was like, here, this is how you install it. Takes a couple minutes, not that hard.
Yeah.
But this is how you install it. And like, I ordered it for him, and he was like, he got it today, and he was like, oh, it works. Thank God. Now I don't have to delete games back and forth just because I want to play something else. So yeah, that's an upgrade that you have to make. And like previously, you can't say they're not like prone to issues. They have their own issues. Consoles have their own issues. I had a PS4, that one, but the Batman edition one, I literally went through 3 power supplies with it, and I had to replace it each time. And I had to go in and fix it and do all that myself. So, case in point, the 360s, they had the red ring of death. Like, each console has their own little issues where people
Yeah.
were either asked out or they're having to like DIY it and fix it themselves. It's less than they would have to do on on a PC, but it still has to be done.
Yeah.
In the
For sure.
case in point, like, I guess we're the whole like PC versus console thing. But yes, we might have to do upgrades, but we really, and most of them don't really have to do upgrades that often. It's just that, for instance, I don't have to, but I'm choosing to. Well,
Right.
kind of have to because I have graphic card issues. But like, if I kept my 30, I'd probably be good for like another
Two.
probably 3-4 years
Yeah.
without having to necessarily upgrade. Like, my games will still run. Now, mind you, this card came out what, like 2020
20,
or 21.
20. Yeah.
So yeah, like, and then think about PlayStation. PlayStation already had the one that came out in 2020. Now we have this Pro model in 2024 or 2025 when that came out. So like, there's an upgrade there, and some people are like, "Ooh, let me like buy this and be all fancy and shit." And then think about the cost of that. That's like $700, $800 for the Pro model. You could actually just go buy a PC at that particular point and play
Yeah.
all the games that you really want at that point. Like, let's not do
It.
that.
I don't know. I made my switch years ago to PC.
Right.
My cousin was the one that got me. I saw his PC and I was like, I want one of these,
Yeah.
and that's what got me into
PC.
wanting to build my own and go through the process and
Yeah.
all that shit. And I was like, this is better. So much to the point where I still had a Xbox, and I traded in my Xbox so I can get my Nintendo Switch because I had a PC. And I was like, well, Marcus, I mean, an Xbox ain't nothing but a PC anyway. I can play all that shit on everything that I can play on Xbox. I can play on PC. So doesn't really matter. So I kind of just haven't needed the console anyway. And also, my other thing is with PC is that I can do a whole bunch more shit on this and play games at the same time. Right? So, I mean, shit. And I got a Steam Deck too, and I can do the same shit. I can stream from my Steam Deck, play my PC games, and just do whatever I need to do. So, I mean, if you like the console shit, that's what's up.
Great.
Good for you. But, when they come out with a new one, it's going to come a time just like in PC where your shit becomes outdated.
They stop making games with the shit that you got.
Exactly. Is no more. So it happens all the time. All the time it happens. So it's nothing major. You know what I mean? Yeah, I thought that was very interesting to see that. I was like, all this shit, man. I don't think one is better than the other. Either you don't want to play on PC or you do. You just got to make that decision for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was one other thing I brought up to Lexi, and I was like, what are like, doesn't have to be 5, but like the movie thing, right? I don't know if you came up with anything, but I got like 2.
Okay.
And basically it was like, what are like basically movies that were kind of like underrated to us individually, that we've watched. And I would say underrated, but also like when I kind of thought about stuff when I was younger and I watched it and I was like, I don't like this shit. I don't get it. So one was James and the Giant Peach. Watching James and the Giant Peach as an adult, love that fucking movie. It's a great James and the Giant Peach is a great movie. It's so good. Right? And I watch, and also I like claymation and stop and you know, all that shit because I like, you know, Wes Anderson does it with Incredible Mr. Fox and The Isle of Dogs and all that shit. I love that stuff. Shit, I like Wallace and Gromit. You know what I mean? So, you know, I like all that shit. So it was a great movie. And then The Iron Giant.
Okay, go on. I'm
The
listening.
Iron Giant was something when I watched it when I was younger, I was like, I don't like this shit. Maybe it just went over my head. Maybe I was just too dumb. But now that I watch this shit now, I'm like, damn, this shit was good. This shit was really good. And my last one is probably Babe.
Why Babe?
Babe is a good movie. You know what's crazy? I remember Babe 2. Like, Babe 1 was cool. I remember Babe 2 more because of the monkeys. And if I'm not mistaken, I remember that he went to the city. I think he was like in the city or some shit. And I just remember the monkeys. Just 2, but that was a good movie also. Babe was good. I like Babe. I have a couple more, but I like Little Miss Sunshine.
Whoa, hold up. That's mine. Hold up. Wait a minute. That is mine. Okay. That movie is fucking underrated. It's such an underrated movie. That movie is so good. Yo, I've watched that movie like that's like my comfort film for like the longest. Like I've seen that movie so many times, but that movie is so underrated.
What?
Like,
I have one favorite part in that movie.
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part is when Steve Carell, they're in the van going to the place, and the brother and the sister's like, "Can you see this? Like, what color is this?" And Steve Carell's like, "It's green. You can't see that color." And he looked, he was like, he was writing shit because he went mute.
He doesn't.
And he was like,
he doesn't talk. Yeah.
Yeah. And Steve Carell was like,
Oh
"You
shit!
really can't see that?" And he was like, "Oh man." He was like, "Dwayne." He was like, "You can't be a pilot and be colorblind." And he started going ape shit in the back of the seat and says, "Stop the car. Stop the car." He gets out. Fuck. He said,
"Oh my god, he did! He let out the biggest like fuck ever." Oh my god, I remember that scene. No, like that movie is so underrated. But like okay, this is like an early 2000s movie, so this is around the time we have like the little cutesy like teen movies and all that
yeah.
shit. Like
So like,
this is
so this was like around the time when Juno, Scott Pilgrim, and anything super bad, all that shit. Sorry.
But like this movie is like you ever got that dysfunctional family? Like times that by 10. That's how dysfunctional they were, okay? And like I think for me it just kind of shows that like not everybody like you know how like TV and movies it always tries to portray that like families are perfect.
Yeah.
And this movie's like, nah, we're not perfect at any stretch of the imagination. Like,
got a grandfather.
Oh my god, when Grandpa died,
yeah,
I cried. I cried so hard. I was like, oh my god, that Grandpa.
That movie was great. That shit was good. That shit was
It was
so
such a
good.
good movie, though.
I
gotta find it where it's streaming. I gotta watch this.
Another one of mine that's underrated. It's a Spike Lee movie, but it's a movie that I like because of the music. But it was Mo Better Blues.
I've seen that as a kid.
Mo Better Blues is a great movie to me. Like, it's out of his catalog. A lot of people probably won't even put it up there, but Denzel Washington, Wesley Snipes killed that shit. I mean, his sister, Spike Lee's sister, was in it and all that shit. It was a great movie, and the music was amazing. The music was great in that movie. And then one of my favorite movies is Napoleon Dynamite because
Oh my god.
Because
love that movie.
First of all, he danced to Jamiroquai at the end, fire, and just the movie in general is just the most dry humor ever.
And I love it. I love it all.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. It's great.
I used to love that movie. Like, I even had in my room in high school, I had the poster up in my room.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it's just a really good movie. Even my mom liked it, so, like...
I had a shirt that I bought from, like, Kohl's or something. Maybe Spencer's. Maybe. And it said, it was brown. I remember the shirt really well. It was brown, and it had yellow wording, and it said, "Are you going to eat your tots?" And I love that shirt. I fucking love that shirt. It was one of my favorite. First of all, it was my favorite color. And it was just, I love that shirt. Yeah. But those were, that Little Miss Sunshine shit, though. That one, I don't think a lot of people, I mean, I know people probably know about it, but I don't think a lot of people understand, like, how good that movie, that shit goes under the radar to me. Because, I mean, Jesus Christ. That shit was good. That shit was good.
It was good. I think one of mine's, no. Even
You said what?
One of mine's is American Beauty.
I never saw that.
Never. Okay, you have to watch it. But it's really underrated. It was a really good movie.
Who was in it?
It didn't age well. It does not age well today at all. Like, if people watch it today, they'll be trying to, like, cancel the whole entire movie. But, like, it's pretty much, like, about this dad who is, like, going through a midlife crisis, right? Mm-hmm. And his daughter has a friend that, like, you know, the high school girl that, like, likes to flirt with, like, everybody. She's like that. And so, like, her dad gets this fixation on her. And, like, yeah. And then we have this guy that moves in next door who's trying to go with, like, the daughter. And, like, his whole family, like, military. And, like, it's just a lot. But it's, like, a really good movie. I guess I have a thing for dysfunctional families because it was a really dysfunctional family. But it kind of puts me, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, Ozark.
Yeah.
The show. Okay, it's kind of like that kind of family.
Yeah.
So.
Don't even get me started on Ozark. I have a, Jesus.
I love that show.
Ozark was, Jesus, man. Never mind, man. Don't get me started on that. That's a totally
What's wrong with it? What's wrong? Let's go there. What's up?
So, I always hated, what's her name? Wendy?
Oh, you talking about the wife?
Yeah, always hated Wendy, right? She's a great actress, but she usually plays the same characters in everything that she plays.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the same shit, right? And I like the son. I thought the son was dope. Really smart, really intelligent, all that shit, right? And Marty, I don't know, man. It was weird. Like the brother of Ruth was dating the old looking woman who looked like a skeleton or the crypt keeper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was just weird. It was just really weird. It was a good show, but it was just like, oh my gosh.
It was a really good show.
We gotta talk about that in another episode though, because that's a lot. I watched that whole
series. Watched the whole entire thing.
Yeah, in 2023 I watched it, the whole thing.
2022 for me, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. And so I gotta bring up one more thing. You said there was a person I should cosplay as. Who was that person again?
I wasn't even done with my list of movies, sir. But thank you. We'll go ahead and, like, proceed on, and I tell you.
No, go ahead. Sorry, it just came into my head because you sent it to me in a message, and you were like, "Yeah, you should cosplay as him. It's pretty easy."
I didn't say it like that. I just said you should cosplay as him. You have his personality. That's all I said. All right, you guys. Anyways, I think Afro should cosplay as Sakamoto from Sakamoto Days on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, definitely watch it. Um, Speaking of, I need to watch it because I'm an episode behind because the new one already came out. But yeah, little rundown of it. It's basically this guy that used to be a hitman. He quit being a hitman to run this little grocery, like, well, not a grocery store, but a convenience store with his wife and their little daughter. And basically, he has old colleagues from when he used to be a hitman that are trying to kill him because there's a bounty on his head. And some of those like colleagues are now working in the store. So it's a really good feel good anime. I don't usually like those. This one's really cute. So yeah.
Just wish it wasn't on Netflix. Wish it was on Crunchyroll or something. Jesus.
What's wrong with it being on Netflix?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I mean, it's cool. It's whatever. But sorry for interrupting your list. What else did you have on your list? American Beauty.
Fucking American Psycho.
What the fuck? Dude.
What?
I have seen that. Okay.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I have seen it.
Yeah, that's why I like Killer Queen from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Her stand user is named Kira, who is based off Patrick Bateman. Anyways, but no, like if you haven't seen American Psycho, it's a really good movie, but pretty much it's basically about Americans like the whole Wall Street culture of like I gotta one you up or whatever, but let's turn it and make it into like a horror like serial killer story. Basically about like narcissistic serial killer tendencies, yeah. But it's really underrated. It's a really good movie. The sequels are ass. Do not waste your time watching those.
Sequels are ass.
They are. They're very much bad. And then I think my last one is my favorite movie of all time. I have seen this like 1,001 fucking times. If you know, you know. If not, it is Fight Club.
Really? I didn't know that.
Very underrated movie. Yeah. It's one of my favorites. Like, right? Well, okay. So, when's the last time you seen a movie that deals with like, not necessarily like, oh, you know, we're men, we fight, yada yada yada, but it was more like about him being like having basically split personality, you know, like him having this like mental battle in his head of him trying to be like this typical person in a like man in America.
Yeah.
And like basically is the best way to put it is like he was a beta male, but he wanted to be an alpha male, and just like the whole dynamic around them, the two of them fighting together, and like also trying to bring that like you know the world. It's very like I just love it. I don't know, I just love it. But I love Edward Norton, I love Brad Pitt, so it's probably why I love the movie so much. But also, there's like a whole entire like graphic novel behind it after like the whole shit happened. So you could definitely read those if you like it. It's also a book too. So yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Damn, I'm surprised by that. I was not expecting that. Not Fight Club. I was not expecting that at all. Damn, we definitely have different taste in movies.
I know.
I'm talking about James and the Giant fucking Peach, and you're just like American Psycho.
Yes.
Oh shit, that's funny.
And then it looks like I will watch James and the Giant Peach, and you would watch American Psycho from our perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, though. That would be very wrong.
I was sitting there thinking about that. I was like, what are movies that like just like something that I watch like that I would watch all the time, and I would sit there and be like, I know a lot of people aren't watching this shit. Not like that, You know what I mean? And I always thought that Little Miss Sunshine was definitely one of those movies where...
Oh, it definitely is one of those movies.
Yeah. And, you could go with like a Juno or a Superbad or kind of just anything around that time frame. It was just a certain, I don't know, it was certain shit about it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm about to go watch Napoleon Dynamite, so let's wrap this up.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Carolina Otaku Podcast. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Carolina Otakus. And yeah. That's about it. So
thank you guys for listening to us. And
bye.
yeah, bye.